I'm Amina with Be Glad. Be Glad is a professional development organization in the areas of language acquisition and literacy. In this video, we'll be sharing 4 tips that make doing input charts both manageable and successful in a kindergarten or pre-K setting. Use these tips during any direct instruction. Tip number 1, less is more. When writing down information on an input chart, write in short phrases of 1 to 4 words. Consider the most important information you want to teach students and write it down on your input chart using bullet points. This will help students focus on the most important information without overwhelming them. In addition, write down 1 or 2 facts per category. We want to make sure we include just enough information to help students understand the bigger concepts we are teaching. Later on in the unit of study, we will gradually release the input charts to the students. They will be able to research additional information and add it to our input charts. Remember, all direct instruction in GLAD becomes a living wall. Tip number 2, use visuals. Bring your input charts to life by adding visuals. Visuals are key to making high-level vocabulary and concepts comprehensible to students. Consider the resources you have available to you and how you can add them into your input charts. Start off the lesson by front-loading it with video clips, realia, or picture follow cards. This will help create background knowledge for students and make vocabulary and concepts more comprehensible before we write it down on an input chart.
There are some people, some community helpers. They're called police officers. Ready?
Police officers.
Nice. Let's see that picture. These are some police officers from Exeter.
I live in Exeter.
You live in Exeter? Well, then you may see these police officers around town.
Tip number 3, present in chunks. Increase retrievability by presenting in small chunks. Consider the information and concepts on your input chart. How can they be divided up into different days and lessons? Some teachers like to present on their input chart 3 to 5 minutes of direct instruction. Consider what's going to be manageable for you and your students. In addition, think about the attention span of your students. Add in multiple opportunities even during a single lesson to re-engage students by adding in a strategy called the 10-2. Say it and do it with me, 10-2. This is a strategy that will allow for students to become re-engaged by having them practice the language with each other and build connections.
Where do you find police officers? You find them in the police station, and you find them here in our community. You guys are good. My friends, when I say the signal word, I want you to turn and tell your neighbor, what do you know about police officers, okay? When I say community, I'm going to say it by myself one time, but then you're going to say it, and then that means go. Tell your neighbor what you know about police officers' jobs. Ready? Community. Community.
Tip number 4, make it engaging with student participation. Shift the paradigm of the teacher doing all the direct instruction in the classroom by involving students in the direct instruction lessons. Start by using hand gestures to increase both comprehension and also student engagement during the direct instruction lessons. Begin by modeling a hand gesture to represent a vocabulary word or concept. Show students the hand gesture and then have them engage in the lesson by doing it with you. Another option is to include sign language or have students come up with their own hand gestures. This will provide an opportunity for students to move around and send oxygen to their brain in a purposeful way, making learning fun and engaging.
Police officers, part of their job responsibilities is to help. Everybody say help.
Help.
Do this and say help. Help. Everybody do it and say it with me. Help. Oh, nicely done.
Another strategy to engage students in the process of input charts is the Be Glad strategy called Say It With Me. This strategy will enable students to practice the language and vocabulary and better prepare them to read it later on. Once students have practiced producing the vocabulary, saying it orally, we can then write it down on the input chart. Once the information is written down, we can then add in a strategy called Read It With Me. This will help students to practice reading the language, the vocabulary, and the concepts, but still with a low effective filter.
Location. Everybody read it together. Location.
For more effective strategies, check out the online Be Glad training. now available in Spanish, pre-K, and K-12. We will provide a link to our website in the description box below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for new videos. Teach on and be glad.